So my name is Pat Norris. I teach home education. And this is my partner, Mr. Trevor Thrasher. We have two warrior training branches, one in North Omaha and one in Bellevue. I'm an advanced instructor status, and Mr. Thrasher is instructor status.
Wayne Chittick with Fremont, Roosevelt Warrior Training Branch, and I'm the instructor status. Bill Branson, the Rosenbach Warrior Training Branch in Fremont. I'm the instructor in Mr. Rosenbach, and I'm the instructor in advanced status. Chris Girl, Rosenbach Warrior Training Branch, Fremont, Nebraska, instructor status.
I'm an instructor team status. I teach in right now. I'm applying, I guess, training right now. And I guess that's it. Thank you.
My name is Eric Wilkinson. I'm an instructor advanced status, and right now I'm training with Sensei.
My name's Kimberly Green. I'm from Lincoln. Right now I'm training with Sensei and instructor status.
Instructor status. I'm training with Pastor Lego over at Big Branch and Council Bluffs. We have 2 locations. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I'm happy to have all our black belts here. I want to welcome you. My name is Bob. I'll be here this evening event. We got a lot to cover, so I want to get right into it. We're going to get right into our training immediately. I want to introduce you to the newest weapon in our RBWI arsenal. We were going through and putting all of our magazines in order, all the different magazines I've been in. I was kind of getting them all in order, and we came across this article that appeared in 1988, and it was called Twin Tears. It went in Media Magazine. It was about double stick training. I've been practicing with double stick for almost 20 years, but I've never, it's just been off and on, and I never felt that I wanted to incorporate it into RBWI until now. And so we have used them a little bit in the past. I think I have them somewhere I want in it, but we didn't actually introduce the weapons. But now we've had these new weapons that you have in your hands, custom made for our organization, and this will be the standard. And there are some great advantages and disadvantages to using this weapon. We want to cover all that. We want to give you a basis to work from, give you a knowledge of working knowledge of how to use the weapon, and hopefully you'll feel really good about working with it. The first thing I'll tell you, I don't want to get a lot into history, but this is not a new weapon that's been used. From the beginning of time, people have picked up sticks and been fighting with them. And the advantage, of course, is that you're going to have a lot more force with the weapon than you are empty-hand. You can generate a lot more force. So a weaker opponent can defeat a larger opponent with a stick in his hand. But you guys have heard of Filipino Kali and Eskrima and some of those kind of arts. Those are double stick arts, and these guys are very, very good at what they do. But make no mistake about it, what you would see in like Filipino Kali art or in what they call Japanese Jojitsu, which is the use of 2 sticks or use of sticks in Japan, if you were to watch some of these things, you would see some drastic differences in the approach of RBWI's double stick techniques and those other arts. And I guess you could make some similarity between the martial art as well. If you were to throw a front kick and then some guy in Shotokan or some guy in Kung Fu would say, well, yeah, we have that kick. But we still use it differently and we apply it differently, correct? Yes. So keep the RBWI frame of mind open. Movement is essential. You have to have the basis of natural, relaxed body movement and independent limbs. Your arms and your wrists are going to move independently, separate from your shoulders and your waist and your legs. Your whole body doesn't move all at once. So just let your body flow, and it's just a rhythm that you want to get into to understand it. So understand there are some differences there. The first thing I want to mention is the unpredictability of this weapon. This is a very exotic weapon in the sense that you can hit somebody very hard, very fast, and it's hard to stop because you have one weapon in each hand. You can hit him in the head, hit him in the knee, and then hit him in the head in about a second. And so with one stick in your hand, like a half staff, for example, or a club, you are limited, and you have to retract, and it can be seen coming. With a weapon like this, you can be fighting the opponent, hit him in the head like this, hit him again in the head, and before he knows what happens, you hit him in the knee. And these kind of concepts make it very, very quick and very devastating. And so this is the advantage of using those 2 sticks is that multi-directional striking, okay? The other thing about it is this size of a stick is a lot, in my opinion, more readily available than a longer stick weapon like a staff or perhaps a half staff. You know, you can pick a stick up off the ground like this almost any time. And so you should practice in your RBWI training just using a short stick like this. That would be your club techniques. And then you can also work with two to work your double stick technique. And the double stick will be move, of course, a lot different than your club maneuvers. All right. Now, the disadvantage to this weapon, as far as I'm concerned, is it limits you in your ability to control your opponent. With a half step, you can tie him up a lot easier than when you have two sticks. Basically, you're going to find that when you have two sticks in your hand, the best thing that you can do is just beat him up with a stick. I hate to say that, but you can always drop a stick and go into tie-up moves. But I'll work with you on some of these ideas of using this in combat for tying up as well. But you're a lot more limited than if you had a half step, for example. So these are probably the only major disadvantage that I can see to the weapon. Now, we're going to do 3 different areas of training this evening that we're going to cover. One is we can train in the air and in front of a mirror or something like that. And this is the best way to develop your confidence in using the weapon. You're going to learn how to strike all the different striking maneuvers and just get your body motion and the idea and the concept of the weapon down. This is air training, and this is a good way to get your confidence. The next way is through target and impact. Target and impact meaning like striking a person, striking a bag, striking a tree, a branch, learning about impact, because when you hit with the stick, it's going to change the flow of what's actually happening. A lot of guys will do fancy things like with swing stick or double stick, and it looks real fancy, but if impact was involved, they would lose the weapon or they would find that they couldn't hurt the individual. There's a lot of factors involved. So we want to practice with impact as well. The other area that we can practice with is combat and sparring. And that is when you're actually working with a partner and working your combat maneuvers just like you do your empty hand combat. And of course sparring. And sparring is one of the best ways you're going to learn how to use this weapon. Now, we're not going to do that, of course, this evening, but you can do it on your own. I would suggest that you get like a golf tube and fill it up with newspaper or something like that. And if you go with the kind of a middle speed, you don't go too hard, you can bash around with your opponent a little bit and start to feel what it's like to actually hit the opponent. And you'll be able to find openings and be able to utilize a lot more strategies when you're exercising your double stick techniques, okay? And the last way that we can develop our double stick movement is form, and that's not just the empty hand movement, but developing form like you do with your sword and that sort of thing. That is, imagine that you have opponents in front of you, and you're going to work all of your kicking, striking, maneuvers. We'll work a little bit of that tonight if we have time. And you'll just put together yourself a little bit of form. So these are the areas that you can develop your double stick techniques, okay?
Yes.
Now that I've covered all that opening jargon, have any questions before we get started? Nothing at all? Okay, thanks for coming. Stand up, spread out.
Yes.
Let's warm up. Put the hand, grab it in the middle just like this, spread out so you don't hurt anybody.
Yes.
And just move like this. Now, gang, I used to be a lot better at this before I broke my wrist a few times. But you want a lot of the double stick techniques that you do is mostly wrist technique and not so much muscle. So if you combine a little bit of wrist with muscle, you'll be in good shape. Okay? Yep. I just want you to come up like this, up over your shoulders like this, and come down. This is one of your best strikes. Wonderful. Easy. Cakewalk. Okay. Now just go like this and stretch with them. Get nice and warmed up. Of course, it goes without saying, gang, that we're going to combine all of our RBWI weapons with the tool that we have in our hands. You don't want to completely rely on this. They grab a hold of that stick, you should be doing headbutts, kicks, striking the legs, also using the weapon all together, you know? Everything works together. That's what we want. I'm so thrilled to see all of your happy faces here. Okay, this is for my sake, too. I gotta get warmed up. I'm getting old, you know. Right, sir? All right. What about promotion?